Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Homestead Dairy Virtual Chat and Farm Tour. I am Brittany with the Discover Dairy Program, and we are so excited that you are joining us today as we get to meet Farmer Jill and, of course, your adorable adopted calf, Peanut. Today's tour wouldn't be possible without the generous support of the American Dairy Association Indiana and the Dairy Excellence Foundation. So thank you so much for both of those organizations for making today possible. First, this live tour is part of the Adopt a Cow program. And for anyone that is new to Discover Dairy and the Adopt a Cow program, it is a free online resource that covers Common Core standards in math, reading, and science, all while using those dairy concepts to teach the lessons. The resources can be found at discoverdairy.com. We'd also love for you to join the Adopt a Cow Fund next year. So if you're interested in joining again, or maybe you're hopping on for the first time, you just saw this video and you're like, I'd like to adopt a cow next year. We welcome anyone to join us next year. So registration opens on August 1st, and you'll be able to register at www.discoverdairy.com/adopt. So I'll actually go ahead and put that in the live chat. So if we can get our help to put that in the live chat, that'd be great. So that link one more time is discoverdairy.com/adopt. Next, as everyone continues to join us live today, you will see that the live chat feature is enabled, and please feel free to use that and chat and comment and ask questions throughout the tour. We do ask that you please just keep the questions related to the farm tour and that they're school appropriate. We are really excited to hear your questions, and I know Farmer Jill is very happy and excited to answer. And before we join Farmer Jill, I'm just going to go ahead and check out that live chat and see who all is joining us today. So let's see. We have got some first graders from Hummed Elementary School in, Mishawaka, Indiana. Mishawaka. There we go. All right. Welcome, everyone. Let's see. We've got some first graders also from Castle Elementary in Indianapolis. Welcome. We have some Miss Punkin's room in Indiana as well. We got some Eastern Wayne. Hello, everybody. I'm going to keep scrolling down further here. Lots of second grade classes. Let's see. Mrs. Hobson's second grade class from Henryville, Indiana. And let's do two more here. Third grade class from Kays Elementary in Evansville, Indiana, and kindergarteners from Homer Idings Elementary School in Merrillville, Indiana. So we are so excited you're all joining us today. Thank you so much. You all found that live chat, so feel free to use that to ask questions and comments as we're going through the day, and we'll do our best to answer them as we go through. So with that, I am really excited and pleased to introduce you to Farmer Jill in Indiana at Homestead Dairy. Hey, Farmer Jill, how are you doing today?
I am so excited to be here and so excited to talk to classrooms. I used to be a teacher. I'm actually a retired teacher. So bring on those questions. I love talking to kids.
Wonderful.
So, yes, I'm so excited. So Peanut is actually behind me right now. She is eating her TMR, which is her food that our nutritionist mixes up for them all the time. And we'll talk about that later. But let me tell you a little bit about the history of our farm. In 1945, we had 9 cows, some chickens, some pigs, and 14 children in a 2-bedroom home. Just kidding, it was 12. 12 children in a 2-bedroom home. Then in 1979, my father-in-law and uncle-in-law bought the farm from their parents, and they were milking 110 cows. I got married in 2004, and we were milking 1,100 cows. And now in 2021, we are milking 4,900 cows with 14 family members. That's where the 14 came from. And I might ask a question about that in a little while. But you're here up in the weaned barn. The weaned barn is where the cows are not drinking milk anymore, but they're still babies. They're still about 4 or 5 months old. I call this high school, where they're learning how to interact with each other, how to eat their food. And then they also get a place where they get to play in the field. So I'm going to get a little closer to Peanut so that we can see Peanut in a second. Where'd she go? I'm going to find Peanut. Where are you?
She's hanging out with all her friends.
Yes, she is. She's hanging out with all her friends. I had a girl come and visit the other day, and she didn't realize Peanut was here. And she was so excited she got to take a selfie with Peanut.
Aw.
She's still behind me? There we go. Peanut, are you in the corner? they're so excited to eat. Just before we came on, they were kind of a little loud because they couldn't find their food. And a feed truck came in. They were able to get a brand new food. So here's Peanut. Oops. Peanut is a little standoffish because she's still a little hungry. But aren't you? Yeah, I know. Go eat. You can go eat. She was saying her debut. But she is about 5 months old now, and she is in with her peers about the same age. And then soon they will go off to a heifer raiser. And a heifer raiser is where they grow up. I call it college. And they will learn and grow and eat. And then afterwards, they'll come back to the farm when they are ready to have a baby. And then they will have their baby and start producing milk, and I will raise her baby for her. But I'm going to open this gate right here, and we're going to be able to see the calves go out into the field. I just wanted to make sure Peanut was with us so that she wasn't playing in the field too soon and you didn't get to see her. So I am the manager of the calf barn, and the calves are all the babies that are born here at the farm. We have about 20 babies a day that we make sure we care for and help them grow as healthy and strong as possible to become milk cows in the future. Those calves are coming behind you, Brian. My husband is holding the camera right now to help me show all the tours. And so what's amazing about dairy farming, hold on guys, hold on. You're not supposed to go that way, but it's okay. We'll get you in a second. They like to be creative. See, they're in high school. They're a little rowdy. Oh, all right, there we go. There we go. Doing the wrong ones here. Anywho, so what's amazing about dairy farming is that there's no one right way to dairy. It's all about making sure that we care for the animals, the planet, and future generations to come.
Sure.
So with that said, we're on camera and it's going so well. Here we go.
Of course, right? That's usually when it happens.
Of course I am. Yes. So as I'm opening the gate, the calves are going to want to come out. I have one that I'm going to get in a little while. And they're going to go into the field. Peanut, are you going to go? Go play, Peanut. And we will go from there. Hi. Go in the field. Go play with your friends. There you go.
There she is.
There she is. And she's going to go play. It's a little muddy, so they're going to go around that mud. And they're going to go play in the pasture where they can go. So I absolutely love talking about what we do at the dairy farm because it gives us an opportunity to talk to kids like you who have never been to dairy farms or have been, but it's a little different. So we're going to come this way. I'm going to climb the fence. And I'm going to show you a little bit about what we do at the dairy farm. So here I was talking about the TMR. The TMR is called Total Mixed Ration. And nutritionists come in and they make sure that we have a balanced diet for our calves and cows. Every different stage of life has a different TMR. And that is important because as you grow as a kid and you're in school, you have a nutritionist who makes your lunches at lunch. All of the lunch ladies that make sure that you have a balanced diet, we have a nutritionist at the farm who does the same thing for our cows. So if you can see,
awesome. Yeah, if we get nice and close, we can see that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
As you can see, we have corn and hay and soybeans and all different, and molasses. We actually put maple syrup in our feed. It smells so good if you could hear. Yeah. So we do that. We grow about 4,500 acres, 4,500 acres of corn and soybeans. And then the rest of the materials are brought in from all area farmers and local farmers to balance their diet. Another thing that's really cool is that 80% of the food that cows eat is food that humans can't consume. It's called a byproduct. It comes from our food. And the cows have a different stomach. They have 4 parts of their stomach, and it digests things differently. It breaks it down and gets different nutrients for the cows. So we are able to take things that might have been in a landfill and still be nutritious for the animals and put it in the TMR. And I think that's amazing. And I think we have a video about some harvest that shows a little bit about what we do for the corn side.
We do. Yes, absolutely. So first of all, thank you for sharing that. That sounds like some pretty delicious food that these girls get to eat. And actually, real quick, before we show that video, do you mind? We had some questions coming in. So we know Peanut eats that stuff. About how much water is she drinking now? And how big and tall would you say she is?
So Peanut now is probably drinking about a half a bathtub of water a day.
Wow.
As they grow up and become large, full-size cows, they drink about a bathtub of water a day. So they drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
And about 50 pounds of feed every day. So I would say Peanut is about 500 pounds now. And she started at about 90, right? Mm-hmm. So we are saying that in 5 months, she's grown quite a bit. I know I don't grow that fast.
No, me neither. That's incredible. Wow, 500 pounds. So think about it. Anyone that's out there, if you're kindergarten, first, second, third grade, you're what? Maybe 50 pounds, 60 pounds. So we can multiply that by 10. So 10 of you, and that's how heavy Peanut is.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is incredible. So Peanut is really growing big and strong. So that TMR.
And if you can see, they're starting to go into the field.
Oh, wonderful.
Except the one that's naughty, and we're gonna get her in a second. We'll get her in a second. But that's okay.
No problem.
Anyway.
Awesome. No, so yeah, that sounds great. And feel free, everyone, as we're watching the video here, we're going to go ahead and watch a little bit of what harvest looks like at Homestead Dairy. And then we'll join Farmer Jill back here, and we're going to talk more about the farm. And of course, as you have questions about Peanut, we can answer them as we go through too. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to that video quick, and we'll join you back soon, Farmer Jill.
Sounds good.
Wow. That looked like a lot of food, Farmer Jill. I know we're going to go ahead and bring them back here and go ahead and connect with Farmer Jill. But oh my goodness, I have to know how much feed and TMR or how much feed is in one of those bunks. That's just looked like so much food.
That is an excellent question. We do about 80,000 pounds of feed for the whole year. So it has to last all year before we grow some more feed. And it takes a lot of people to help us do so. So
Wow.
it's really a lot of work. It's a lot of patience and timing and knowing that the corn is ready to be harvested. We have a small little garden and I still don't know when things are ready. So as a farmer, they they need to really be using technology to monitor that. They measure the amount of moisture or water is in the feed in order to know that it's ready to be harvested. And they do scales and they measure so many different things. You know, at our farm, we use so much technology to monitor the health and the wellness of all of our animals. And I'm gonna have Brian jump behind me. Say hi, Farmer Brian.
Hey, Farmer
Hi.
Brian.
He's my cameraman today, and he is going to hold this for me. But come here. But we use so much technology to be able to monitor the health of the animal. And let me hand this over to him as he holds that for me. Thank you. So even though we have 4,900 milking cows that we are utilizing things like Fitbits. Have you ever heard of a Fitbit? I know you have. Our cows were wearing Fitbits before humans were. So that tracks the amount of steps that the animal is taking. And then if it deviates or changes, you don't want to be on camera? Okay. If it changes, we have 7 veterinarians on staff that make sure and monitor that. So that way, if they are starting to change in their amount of steps, that means they might not be feeling well, and they will go and check on that individual animal. And that goes for every milk cow. They all have this technology that they're wearing on their ankle or on their necklaces. And I love the fact that we have so many veterinarians on staff to help us make sure that the animals are healthy and happy. Because if they are healthy and happy, they produce milk. And that's the biggest thing, is that we want to bring nutritious, wholesome milk to your table, to your schools, to make sure that you grow and get strong bones too. Just like what we want with the calves. So we're at the calf farm where Peanut started. And what's amazing here is everybody is laying down because they just have a full belly of milk. And if Brian can turn around, you can see there's about 50 calves in this pen that will grow into milk cows someday. These are all heifers. They're girl calves that have not had a baby yet. They're still growing. Sometimes they need some privacy. And we are now. They do not produce milk. They're babies. They drink the milk until about 60, 70 days old. Then they're called weaned calves. So this is at my elementary school. They're still learning. You just saw Peanut in high school. That's where they're not drinking milk anymore. They drink lots and lots of water. And then after they're about 2 years old, I saw a question on there that said, how old will Peanut be when she produces milk? When Peanut is about 2 years old, after she has a baby, she will then produce milk for us for the table. And what's awesome, and I didn't know about this, and I could take my glasses off now, it's not as bright, is that milk comes from the cow to the shelves of the store in 48 hours. It is the most nutritious, freshest product you can find at the grocery store. And I never knew that. And it's tested about 13 times, if not more, to make sure that everything is safe and healthy in that milk. So I think that's just amazing to me. And never touched by human hands.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So that's awesome. But these calves, the one who was behind me a second ago, I believe just went into the feeder. They can drink milk whenever they want to. So every 2 hours, they can have 2 liters of milk. So they can come into this robot and they can drink the milk. Even if I'm not here, they're able to get their glass of milk, just like I always do and my kids always do. I have 2 kids, a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old. They love playing with the calves. Sometimes they don't like working with the calves, but they're working on their work ethic. But I am having them work on because technology is so exciting for kids nowadays. They are going to be making a TikTok video at the farm all summer long. That's their project this summer, to teach people about what we do at the farm. So you can always look for that.
Very cool.
But yeah, so the calves get to drink whenever they want to. And as they're drinking, they could drink about 24 liters in a day. That's 6 gallons of milk. Most calves don't drink that, but if they wanted to, they can. And those are the calves that grow huge so fast. Peanut drank about 3 gallons of milk a day. So she's still a peanut. She's still little, but she's growing just how our veterinarians have expected, and they're really excited about doing that. So after they live here and go to high school and go off to college for the heifer raiser, and they come back to milk at the farm, we have the opportunity to have robots. And the robots, the cows, after they have their baby, all mammals have to have a baby in order to produce milk. And they're all females because only female mammals can have a baby. They can go to the robots. And what's so exciting is that these calves can drink whenever they want to. At the robots, the cows can milk whenever they want to. They get a snack. I ate it. It's gross. But the cows like it, so that's all that matters.
Hey, that's all that matters, right? Yeah.
That's all that matters. So they get to get milked whenever they want. They have back scratchers, which is a big wheel. When they lean on it, it spins. And then we have memory foam mattresses. They have a maid that is able to take the manure, and it scrapes the manure in a V shape into an alleyway. And then that manure, how exciting is this to be more sustainable as a family and as a farm family? We take that manure and we make electricity. We make enough electricity for 1,000 houses an hour in our town of Plymouth. That manure is from the main farm. The manure that's at the robots, we take and we dry it and we kill all the bacteria in it and we use it as bedding. And if you're here, I always have someone smell it because there's no smell. All it is solids from the corn and the soybeans that they had eaten. And it's excellent fertilizer, covers my garden nice and well. And it's excellent bedding. And we don't have to repurpose the sand that we used to have, which some farms do use sand, and that's okay. It's a matter of managing it differently.
Right.
So we found that the manure recycled and heated up in a manure dryer has allowed us to not necessarily find a resource where we're going to put that sand, and then we reuse it again. So it goes into a cycle. And I think that's amazing to be pushing towards that sustainability and for future generations. All the liquid goes to the plants, and the plants will then grow into food for the cows. So it's a big circle, sustainable circle, to make sure that we as farmers are finding ways to make the cows happy, the land happy, and future generations to come. So
yeah.
Are there some questions?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of great questions. So first of all, thank you, Farmer Jill. That was a lot of great information. And thank you to your farm for being so resourceful and environmentally friendly. That is just an incredible testament to dairy farmers, all across the country. But thank you for doing your part. Sounds like your cows are really living a great life, but not only that, but you guys are also really helping out the environment. So thank you. We did have a question, a good robot question that came in about the babies eating right behind you. Does the robot stop the cows from drinking any more milk or once they've had their share?
Excellent question. So the robot itself is set up so that they can have 2 liters every 2 hours. And as they get older, it's 2.5 liters every 2.5 hours, and then 3 liters every 3 hours. And that's a way to make sure that they don't overeat. And when the robot is done feeding them their 2 liters, it'll be like a pacifier. So they can suck on it whenever they want to, but they won't get another amount of milk until about 2 hours later. But what's exciting, come with me, is we always have access to water and access to grain. And this is another nutrition that we make sure our calves get. So this is when they're babies, so that they start developing their stomach. Their stomach has 4 compartments, like I said, but there's different growth to it. So as they get older, different parts of the stomach start working. And when they're babies, only the one compartment works. And as they grow, it's called their rumen. You start growing that by letting them eat grain. And that's so important. It's just baby steps as they grow to develop themselves properly. And we're here to make sure we help monitor that. So I have a computer in my office and the computer in the robot that tells me how much milk they've drank. And we monitor that. And if they're not drinking enough, we will always step in and help them find the feeder or bottle them if we need to make sure that they stay healthy and happy. Good question.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, good questions, everyone. We have a lot of good ones coming in. Let's see, we've got another question. Oh, so while we're with the babies here, they were wondering how many babies are born in 1 month?
1 month. So let's do some math. 20 babies a day times 30 to 31.
Wow.
Let's take 30 days, 31 days, majority of that. So that's what?
30 times 20. There's 20 calves a day. That's 600, is it not? Did I do that math right?
Approximately 600 a month, plus or minus.
That's incredible. Oh my goodness. You must be in baby heaven.
I am.
That's
Hi.
incredible. Oh, we have someone saying hello.
She has a milk mustache. She's all slobbery.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my. So we've got some more questions here. How does the robot know which calf is drinking the milk? So they know when to cut off the milk.
So right here, this calf actually in here doesn't get any more milk right now. So this is an antenna. And if you look at their ear tag, they have the ear tag to make sure that we know exactly which calf it is. Because of their coloring, sometimes they look alike. They also have a button, and that's actually across the United States. And I'm not sure, is it part of across the world, Brian? Their buttons? Okay, so around the world, cows must be tagged with a button that actually is tracked by everyone that knows that this cow belongs to this farm. So those buttons have to stay in. That button is read by this antenna. The antenna will stay solid green until she's done. And when it's flashing really fast like this, it's now a pacifier for her for the next 2 hours. So if you want to see the inside of the robot, we can come in here.
Ooh.
We're gonna walk over here. Hi, love. And when that calf is done eating, it'll just act as the pacifier. But excuse the mess. What's really cool is 4 calves can drink at the same time. So if she's allowed to have milk, if you can see her face, this is, and she's sucking, this spins, and all 4 can be spinning at the same time. Once she's done, more milk that we pasteurize from the farm, because raw milk sometimes can have bacteria in it, and that's why we pasteurize. Pasteurize is heating the milk up and then cooling it really fast, and that's what you drink at when you go to the store. Okay, so that's what's happening here. Here's pasteurized milk with a protein powder. So they're drinking a protein shake every 2 hours. And that's helping them grow their bones, just like how we drink milk to grow our bones. And then the machine here keeps track of that. So there's the inside of the robot I wasn't expecting to show you.
No, that's very cool though. I love that we can see their faces. Oh my goodness. That's too cute.
They are cute. They are cute.
Oh my goodness. So, let's see. We've got some more questions coming in.
Mhm.
As we are with some babies here, are all cows shy like Peanut, or are some more outgoing than others?
Oh, good question. Some are way more outgoing than others. We have, if I go into the pen, I'll actually go into the other pen over here and you'll see. So the ones that I was with are quite younger. They are about 5 days old. At birth, they're about 90 pounds. So they're still big animals, but they are sleepy because they're babies. Just like if you were at your house with a baby, sometimes they're sleepy. These guys are about a week old. And when I come in, I guarantee some are going to come and fly around. Come here. Some are super friendly and some are like, hey, come here. Come here. Come on. You coming? Okay. Hi.
Aww. So it all just kind of depends. I mean, their age
It
makes
just
a difference.
depends. And yes, absolutely. The age of the calf makes a difference. Hi. I must taste good.
Now, while we have all three of those there, I mean, we can see that there's a little bit of a difference between all three of them, but they all look pretty similar. We had a question that had come in and asking their class would like to know if all cows have spots. Are they all different? Are they the same? Are they born with them? That type of stuff.
Excellent question. So what's amazing is cows' DNA. That's what's in their system to make them look what they look like. You have DNA too. Okay. So if your parents have blonde hair, usually you're born with blonde hair. Or if there's red hair in your family, sometimes you're born with red hair. The cow's parents determine what, don't snot on me. The cow's parents determine what their coat looks like. So sometimes people say that you look like your mom or dad. So do the cows. So, but there's also different kinds of cows. These are all Holstein cows. Hi, you wanted to say hi? Yeah, okay. These are all Holstein cows. They're the black and white cows. They're usually used for, their milk is used for fluid milk, which is the milk that you drink. Sometimes there's Jersey cows. They're a different kind of cow. Their milk is a little fattier and used for butter or ice cream. Now you can drink Jersey milk, but it depends on different animals produce different products for the cows, and they're different colors as well. Then there's beef cows, and beef cows grow wider because they're used for something different than what dairy cows are used for. So it all depends on different kinds of cows and their coloring.
That makes sense. Oh, let's see. We've had some other questions about just the other animals in general on your farm. So obviously your youngest heifer is probably just a few hours old. So what is your oldest cow on the farm?
I saw that question. I was excited to answer it. Our oldest cow is about 12 years old. Her name is Katie, and she's doing well. So the cows get pedicures every year, twice a year actually. They get their feet trimmed, and that is to make sure that their feet are strong and healthy. When cows' feet are strong and healthy, we're not sure how long they can live because we always want to make sure that they're big animals, so their feet have to be strong. Then we have the opportunity to have the veterinarians make sure they monitor the health of the animal. As long as the cow's feet are healthy and they're a healthy animal and they're continuing to produce milk, they stay with us as long as they can.
Wonderful. And I think I actually had another farmer tell me one time that it's about 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there, human years to 1 cow year. So a 12-year-old cow, that's an old lady.
Yeah, she's an old lady.
But good. That's exciting. They're always the good ones to have around when they can live that long. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Let's see some other questions. Um, Looking through here. So we talked about the oldest cow, but what is the average age for a cow and how long do they normally live?
Average age of the cow is about 5 to 7 years, in between
Okay,
there. Um, with the health and everything like that. And what's interesting is we built the robotic dairy with intention to be able to make that even longer. The cow comfort in there is amazing. They get to do what they want when they want, get milks when they want, lay down on those memory foam mattresses. And
great.
through research, it's showing that they're living longer. We just haven't had the robots long enough to have that proof on our end.
Right,
But what's
right.
amazing is we work with so many colleges to do research on the farm to even continue to get better. So we worked with the University of Wisconsin in order to check on our foot health, and they found that some of one of our foot trimmers wasn't trimming properly. So we got rid of him and made sure that we replaced him with someone who knows what they're doing a little better. We work with the University of Purdue to take their research and make things better for us. And then we were working with the University of Notre Dame, and their food waste actually goes into our digester to produce some more electricity. So I think it's so important to be finding new ways to get better and better for future
Yeah.
generations, because my kids are going to be here too.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you mentioned you worked with other schools and obviously there were people that had to do that research. So that's kind of a career opportunity in the dairy industry that somebody could do. Would you want to talk about just quickly, how many people work on your farm and what other career opportunities are there that you could get into with dairy?
Absolutely. So we have we have 14 family members and about 60 other workers that work at our farm, and we absorb them. They're part of our family too. We go to their parties and different things like that. And the career opportunities are almost endless. So
Mhm.
I started in chemical engineering and chemistry at Purdue, and looking back, I potentially should have stayed in it because the digester itself has so many chemical balances. You have to measure things in order to make sure that it stays balanced. You have the engineers that have to design the barns to make sure that the efficiency of the barn is helping the animals and the farm as well. There's calf raisers who care for the animals and feed the animals. There's veterinarians, there's nutritionists, there's truck drivers that we always need to move the animals or move food all across the farm. Then there's my husband who looks at the DNA of the cows and analyzes that. It's endless how many different things. If you are interested in ever like visiting the farm and seeing different things to get ideas, just let me know. You can always email me at jill@homesteaddairy.com, and I can show you so many things. There's people who do lawn mowing. There's our cleaning lady. We have so many different jobs available at the farm.
Right. Oh, that's wonderful. The cycle just keeps going around, and a farm cannot exist with just a farmer. You guys rely
Nope,
on a lot of people. That's
we
incredible.
do. We do.
Oh, this one's a cute one. Do you name all of the cows? If so, how do you keep track of all their names?
Okay, so I can't think of as many names as I need. So what I always ask is whenever I give a tour, if you have ideas for girl names, you can send them to me at my email and I will write them on their tags. So when they're born, you'll have tags with names on them. I know Cruella is in this pen. I'm not sure where she is, but you can, and I love to have names on the cows because it makes me
Oh,
happy.
that works. So the names are on the tags. Yeah, that would be a lot of
Yes.
names to keep track
Yeah,
of. So,
well, not just to keep track of, to think of. I
yeah.
taught in a lot of classrooms, and I think I've named every girl student I've had a cow's name. So I need more names.
Everyone's been named after. That's cute.
Everybody, yes.
Very cool. Um, All right. So, we see lots of cows, obviously. And you had mentioned earlier that the farm started out with a few pigs and chickens, I think you might have said.
Mhm.
Are there any other animals on the farm now anymore?
Now there's cows and cats and people. Lots of cats. But at my house, I have some chickens, a goat, 4 dogs, and 2 cats. So but other than that, we pretty much stick to cows now.
That makes sense. Sure. So we talked about the tags. They're wondering, how do you put the tags in?
It's just like a ear piercing. So when you get your ears pierced, if you get your ears pierced, it's a similar little tool, and it pops the button right in.
That's
So
cool.
that is a good question. Yes.
That
And
sounds
then
pretty simple.
when you saw that Peanut had 2 tags on, these guys only have 1 tag on. When they're a little older, they get their second earring, is what I call it. And that's the earring that I put the name on if somebody names a cow
Gotcha.
or a
So
calf.
they can actually have one in each ear then, it sounds like.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you had said that you probably have 20 or so born in a day. So I'm gonna guess the answer is 20. But do you know how many cows are the same age as Peanut?
Oh, about 20.
About 20. Okay, that's what I
Excellent. Yep,
figured, but I just
about
wanted to
20.
make sure we were
Yeah,
right there.
no.
Are there any boy cows or bulls on the farm?
We do not have boy cows on the farm, and the reason is in the past we had them, and they were attacking each other, attacking us, and they were hurting our girls. So for safety reasons, we decided to go a different route at the farm. So no bulls any longer at our farm.
Gotcha. Nope, that makes sense. Do cows ever lose their teeth?
Ooh, sometimes. So we had one calf that was rowdy as all get out, and she ran into a pole and lost one of her bottom teeth. But
Oh.
you know what? I know she was a baby, but she grew it back in. So they have the replacement teeth just like humans do. But yeah, I was like, no, held a ice pack on her, and I was more traumatized than she was. She was
I'm
running
sure.
around in a little while, but yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have 2 really good questions that have come in. So we'll do one
Okay.
at a time. So one, what would happen if your farm ever lost electricity?
Oh, excellent question. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. So
Yeah.
whoever you are, that is an excellent question. We have generators at the farm that make sure that everything continues if the power goes out. And I'm supposed to monitor that every Tuesday because they turn on every Tuesday for a little bit. The other day we lost power. For some reason, even though it comes on every Tuesday, it decided not to come on. So we ran and it was the battery was dead. So, but what's awesome is that our team of experts at the calf barn, it happened to be at my calf barn, knew what to do, knew what the problem was, got it fixed, and it was fixed so quickly.
Very cool. Well, that's good. That's good. And the other really good question, was what would happen to our world if there were no cows?
Ooh, we would definitely have less food. If you think about all the different food products that milk comes from, it's amazing. And my apparently phone is about to die, so I might have to switch over to another one. But
no problem.
Go to the calendar for me. But the cheeses, the pizzas, the macaroni and cheese, it won't be as fun if there were no cows, because there's so many products, the whipped cream, the chocolate milk, the ice cream, the milkshakes. Fun is so much a part of dairy.
Yeah.
I would be sad.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I mean, to be honest, they're pretty resourceful animals. They can really
They are.
recycle things that we can't. And so they almost we're working on having a negative carbon footprint with cows, and it's pretty impressive what these ladies can do to help us keep care of our environment as well. Let's see. How many cows do you milk in one day?
Oh, so cows at our farm get milked 3 times a day, and we milk 4,900 cows 3 times a day. So that's that math. So about 1,500 cows a day.
Oh my
approximately, rounding up to the 5,000.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Looking at all these, and actually that brings up a good point with milking. If you wanted to switch over to their phone, you can, while we show a little bit of a video for the robots and the milking area. So their farm, Homestead Dairy, is pretty cool. And if you guys remember from the photos and things that we sent you, you would have seen that they have a huge robot farm, and there's lots and lots of robots that get to milk these cows every day. And Farmer Jill, how many robots is it that you guys have?
So we have 36 robots under one roof. Ooh, sorry. So we have 60 cows per robot. So 60 times 3. Giving you a second to think.
60 times 3. Oh, so 60 times 3, we might have just lost her on the phone, but that's okay. So 60 times 3, go ahead and put that in the chat, and we're gonna join her back here. Yep, and I think they're muted, but 60 times 3. So go ahead and do that math. We were just doing 60 times 3. So go, Farmer Jill, if you want to go ahead and all right, we're going to go ahead and get them switched over here real quick. So while we're getting them switched over, we're going to go ahead and watch this video of actually getting to see the cows getting milked in the robots. So let's go ahead over to that video while we get Farmer Jill back on for our final Q&A and our signing off. So we'll be right back.
Some of them even like their rump rubbed. The cows will walk into the robot and are ID'd immediately by the necklace that they are wearing around their neck. The robot will then read the udder and clean the teat in each quarter. There are 4 quarters. The brush will then go back and be sprayed with the hydrogen peroxide water solution and do another pass to make sure that the teats are nice and clean to be milked. After the brush is done, a laser will come on and read the udder once again to make sure that it knows where each teat is. It will then attach each unit to each teat to make sure that each quarter is milked fully and properly. This was only the 3rd time that she has been milked before, and she was very comfortable about the robot coming in. Although she moved to adjust herself, she was not fighting the robot for any discomfort. This is a different cow being milked for the 3rd time as well, and I wanted to show you a different angle and perspective of how the cows are being milked. It is mesmerizing to me, and I sat for many hours watching this happen on our 260 cows that are being milked currently. that seeing this robot do it over and over again was amazing. And to be so continuous, the cows get so comfortable with it because it is the same process over and over. During the milking, the cows are actually given a sweet treat that entices them to come get milked when they feel that pressure in their udder, and it also relaxes them with the comfort of eating while they're getting milked. The milk is pumped into these tubes, and then it is pumped into an individual tank that is stored within this system, and then once the cow is done milking, it will be brought to our semi-tank that is being held. The computer system tells us how many pounds she is given and how long each quadrant has milked. What's different about this system than traditional milking is that the quarter can be fully milked if all the other quarters are empty. And this system will keep the quarter milking until it is completely empty and release of the pressure and the milk from that quarter. Afterwards, we spray with iodine to make sure bacteria does not go into the udder. And then the robot comes back and will sanitize itself with a wash throughout the pipes and through the units, pumping through a cleaner that will make sure that it's clean for the next cow to come in. Another wonderful addition to this barn is an automated scraper. This actually scrapes more often than what we traditionally do because of the ability to be on a pulley system. This one will come down and scrape all the manure off, so it'll be cleaner for the animals. And then on the other lane, it will be pulling back while this one is going forward, and then it will switch. It's an amazing tool because it actually keeps it cleaner for the cows.
All right. So we went and took our little tour of the part of the robots there. We actually got a little clip of that manure pusher you were talking about too. It was right at the end of the robot part. So that was that manure pusher that Farmer Joe was talking about earlier, that little green thing. And you could see that the cow was just sniffing at it and, did about her day just right around it. But that was pretty cool to see. So we'd love to have any questions about the milking process if there are any. But Farmer Joe, I think we were talking about, I think 90 times 3 or something. I forget where we were at. But any comments at all about the robot barn or what we were talking about?
So you can hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, the robot barn is amazing. It gives us the opportunity to really differentiate or change how we do things for each individual cow. There are cows that come in 5, 6 times. There's cows that come in 2. We have an app on our phone of for all the cows, and if they haven't been milked in 10 hours, if they haven't been milked in 10 hours, then the worker will go get them. And seriously, the cow's like, fine, I'll go get milk. And it walks right up to the robot. So it's quite interesting to be able to really change things for those animals.
Very cool. Oh, we had a question that came in. We have folks from South Bend, and they're wondering if you knew specifically where your milk goes. And that'd be a great question. Do you know what brand that your milk gets sent to? That if people go buy your milk, they know. Ooh.
I do. So we currently send and sell our milk to Walmart. So if you go to Walmart and buy the Great Value milk, it is our milk. It also there's another Indiana farm that sells direct to them. And then someday we'll have our own label and we'll be all excited to tell you to just come to the farm and you can buy a gallon of milk, but not yet. Ooh. It's all about working towards goals.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, all right. That sounds good. So right now Walmart brand, but
Mhm.
someday we look forward
But
to
all
having
milk
right
is great
right.
wherever you get it.
Absolutely. Agreed. Yes. All milk. And actually brings up a good point.
All
All
real
milk,
milk.
whether it says it on the label or not, all milk is always antibiotic free and all
Mhm.
milk is always safe for you to consume because
And
farmers
that's
like
why it's
to take
tested
care of
so many times.
it. Exactly.
Exactly.
So we have some good questions, two good questions for you specifically, Farmer Jill, as
Mhm.
we wrap up today's tour. First of all, what made you want to become a farmer?
Ooh, excellent question. So I was originally born in New Jersey and had never been on a farm until I met my husband. So he was studying meteorology and Spanish at Purdue, and I was going to be a teacher, and we could have went anywhere. And right before the wedding, he said he wanted to come back to the farm, and it took me a long time to understand that this isn't a job, that's a passion, it's a lifestyle, and you truly have to love it in order to make sure that we care for the animals as well as we can. So it took me a long time to understand that. But once I did, I loved every minute of it. It's that passion that makes sure that we bring nutritious milk to your table and find new and different ways to care for the animals. So I think
Right.
that's just amazing to
Ugh,
be, and only 97% or 97% of dairy farms are family run, and I got to marry into one, and it's only
right.
2% of the nation. So
Right.
it's just amazing.
That is incredible. And yeah, I'd say you're pretty darn lucky. I know, um, I know I have childhood memories of growing up on a farm, but very few people have that opportunity. So it's really neat that you got to marry into it, and now you get to rub up on these adorable babies all
I
the
know.
time. So I have to ask, and this was the other question: what is your favorite part of being a farmer?
I love my favorite part is sharing the story of what farmers do, because I really didn't know anything about dairy farming, and I ended up going. So someone from South Bend, I graduated from Penn High School, so like I was not around cows, and I just love the story behind it and why farmers do what they do, because there's always a purpose, um, and I just love that aspect of it, and the babies, of course.
Well, yes, of
The
course, the
babies.
babies
Well, that's
are a no brainer.
the unspoken.
Right, absolutely. Well, that we really appreciate that, Farmer Jill, and to your husband as well, Brian, for hanging out with us today and getting the video for us and rescuing us with the second phone. So we
Yes,
appreciate it.
sorry.
No,
I
no
don't know
problem
what
at all.
happened.
No,
But
it's
if
been a long,
you
long tour.
so on May 30th, the Indy 500, I'll be handing out the milk. So if you look at the winner circle on May 30th, the winner will be taking the milk straight from my hand. So I hope to see you there. And that's why I have these sunglasses.
Oh,
So
that is so cool. And you
anyway,
said so
but
May
if you haven't,
30th. May
yeah,
30th. Oh,
May
very cool.
30th,
So if
Indy
you've never
500.
watched, if you've
Yeah.
never watched Indy
Um,
500 before, now's your time so you can see Farmer Jill and that milk. That's
yep.
pretty cool.
The
Awesome.
tradition will continue. A dairy farmer always hands the winner a glass of milk. So pretty excited.
Very cool.
Also, if anybody has any more questions or they wanted a virtual tour one-on-one, you can email me, Jill Huyen, or Jill at homesteaddairy.com. And lots of questions. We also have a website that can be answered on there, and Facebook. So.
Wonderful. And the videos we were sharing are on YouTube. They have their own YouTube
And
channel
YouTube.
as well. So
Mm-hmm.
you guys can always go watch any of those videos. There's another video we didn't watch today, but you can watch Juno, which is their robotic feed pusher. And there's all sorts of other good stuff. They talk about the cow comfort and the beds the cows get to sleep in. So good stuff that you can always go and watch and learn more about Homestead Dairy. But Farmer Jill, thank you so much for today. This was an incredible journey. And thank you to everyone that is joining us today and asked all these great questions. These were really fun questions to
Good
ask.
question.
So yeah, thank you so much. And Farmer Jill, any last words for everybody before we tune off today?
Always remember, you can always be a winner because winners drink milk. Yay.
Oh, I love it. All right. We are all winners as long as we have our dairy and drink milk. So let's make sure we keep our bones nice and strong and drink some delicious milk, support our local dairy farmers. And again, thank you, Farmer Jill, for doing this and for adopting out Peanut. And thank you, everyone, for joining the program. We look forward to having you in the program again next year. And again, that's at discoverdairy.com/adopt. And that starts August 1st. All right, everyone. Thank you so much and have a great